Oh, all right. Time to wake up, pack up, head 4 hours southwest to camp number 4. Oh, I really wish I had one more day here. All right, all packed up, ready to head out of Camp 3. And we got about a 4-hour drive to head southwest towards my final campground of the trip. But first we have to stop at the dump station. I do that 3 times. Clean her out. Gotta get really good with your aim when you do this. You just want a minimal amount of water in here to recharge this, because you don't have a lot of room. I fill it just enough that the little grooves underneath are just barely submerged. And I like to do this because when I take off it's clean and that smell isn't coming up into the trailer. I use 2 pods. I think it helps break down quicker. It really helps with the smell in this little tank. Make sure you close your flapper and it's running that way. Close your lid. Then I'll take a disinfectant wipe anyway and just go over everything, just in case I got to pull this out for some reason and we don't want any disgusting killer bacteria on anything. Plus it's good to keep things clean. Especially down below, because a lot of dirt gets stuck on the bottom of this and it goes in that tray. It just scratches the crap out of it. And I give it a shake to get that chemical working in there a little bit. Very light. You don't want to shake this too hard, break parts inside. Get it all around. That way it starts doing its job. Then you slide her back in. And you're done. Give her a courtesy rinse down just in case you got anything anywhere. Which I didn't. I have impeccable aim. And shut the cap for the next guy. and you're done. It's a pretty simple and easy process to do. A lot of people are afraid to do it. It takes a little bit to get your aim right, but just slowly ease her down into that hole and don't hit that release button until you're down in there, and you should be good. Right now we are entering the small town of Heber, Arizona. Pretty famous little town because just outside of town took place one of the most famous alien abductions. If you've ever seen the movie Fire in the Sky, then you'll know what I'm talking about. I've actually been to this spot. It's kind of trippy. It's a perfectly cleared circle in the trees. If you ever have the opportunity, watch the movie and then do some research and read up on Travis Walsh's actual experience. It's even better, actually. Travis Walsh's experience is actually more interesting. In fact, not as scary as the movie. Heading on downhill. Just gonna let her sit in third, wind down, give her a little break here and there. As you can see, this holiday traffic's getting pretty bad early on a Friday. It's gonna be absolutely insane up here this weekend. A little pro driving tip. I spent quite a few years autocross racing. If you need to brake, you need to grab a good amount of brake. Make sure it's always in a straight line. Do it before your turn, and take your time getting down the mountain. Let all the people doing the Indy 500 pass you up. This road is pretty infamous for a lot of bad crashes, especially towing from people coming back on the weekend heading towards Phoenix. And the main reason that is probably going too fast. Right now we're heading down towards Payson, Arizona once again. So far today the Tacoma's doing good. I am fully loaded on water and fuel, so I'm not getting that great of fuel mileage compared to the other day, which made no sense. Over the last couple days I was getting like almost 15 miles to the gallon at 8,500 feet in altitude with rolling hills up and down. I'm guessing that was due to being about 150 pounds lighter in water. I'm not sure. It's going to be hard to see, but one thing you really got to watch up here is the crowning and chunkiness of these roads. Even doing 10 under the speed limit, you can feel it pulling and tugging at the truck side to side, pulls the trailer sometimes out of the groove. It's a little sketchy. Another thing to pay attention to when riding through the mountains is the crosswinds coming up and through these hills and canyons. Things can get pretty weird pretty quick. Looks like it's a nice warm 80 degrees down here in Payson, which is good. This desert lizard is starting to thaw out again. It's getting too cold for me. I wasn't kidding about that holiday traffic. And it's only Friday. Insane, man. Good thing I'm going the opposite direction. Coming into the Camp Verde area, way out in the distance would be Sedona. That big mountain up ahead is Mingus. Cottonwood is below. The part that's going to suck is we have to hit the 17 highway. For a little bit anyway. And it's 75 miles an hour, so it's a little tough heading up these hills when everybody's trying to be a race car driver. All right, now we're gonna hit the 17 and climb like a sloth out of hell. We're gonna divert all accessory power sources to the main engine source, meaning no AC. All right, here we go, downshift to third at 55. Let the VTEC, or whatever you call the variable valve timing, open up at 3,800 RPM and just hold her right above 55 miles an hour. Let that motor sink. traffic so we don't lose our momentum up the hill. We're at the 4,000 foot mark. And going back down to third gear. Without the trailer on the back, the Tacoma isn't the greatest anyway, so I'm just going to let her sit here and do work at 3,800 RPM at 58 miles an hour. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get out of the way. And we've topped out on the first climb here. Going to take it nice and easy on the truck, let that trans cool down a little bit. I'm not sure what the temp is, but I don't even want to know. So that wasn't too bad. We only spent about 15 minutes on the 17. And believe it or not, people are actually being kind of nice on the road today. Everybody's kind of chill. I'm surprised. And we're off to our fourth home of the week. Well, back in my second hometown of the state, my favorite place to be. And as usual, I can't reveal the actual place or say it out loud. I was told by the locals due to overcrowding, if I did, they would revoke my temporary visitor card. We're almost to camp. Traffic is crazy today. We're pretty backed up here. And we made it to our final campground of this trip. I wanted a better spot, but this is all I could get supposedly for the whole rest of this week. I have stayed in this spot before, and it's not too bad. And there we go. It's always fun trying to figure out how to navigate back into some of these sites without hitting anything. See if we can nail it. And we're just out of battery on the camera. Perfect timing. Well, let's see what we can do here. We can come back a couple more feet. All right, I think that works. Got an airstream up on the hill. Kind of an interesting campsite, but just enough room. I can overhang the back a little bit. Should be good to go. And just in time for the rains once again. Hopefully this is the last one of the week. Tonight's quick and easy dinner. Some spicy beef fried rice. And I'm going to add some steak in. One pan skillet meals. These work out pretty good. I like to add in a little extra protein with some actual steak or chicken though, but see how it is. Not too bad. It's not real spicy though. I'm gonna add some of this Melinda's to it. Long drive today. I'm a little burned out, I'll tell you what. That was a pretty tough haul. A lot of downhill and a lot of uphill and a lot of down and back up. About a 4-hour drive. Rained a little bit, nice drizzle, and it's cleared up. It's supposed to be clear the rest of the week, we'll see. But right now it's absolutely perfect. It's about 78 degrees and sunset. And the campground is filling up fast because it is a holiday weekend. We'll see how all that riffraff goes. Time to kick back and call it a night. It's been a long day. Gonna leave the windows open, keep it nice and cool in here. It's about 75 degrees, and the crickets are just right for sleeping. Everywhere I go, the crickets have a slightly different sound. In some places, they're all in unison, and it's just better. I'm guessing some of that has to do with maybe the temperature outside, but they sound good up here tonight. Super relaxing. Well, see you guys in the morning. Well, we got plenty of time to get up and do nothing today. Maybe cruise around town. So, since we got plenty of time, I'm going to do some coffee here in the tab since it takes a while. And the coffee smells good in the trailer. Yeah, it does take a little while to get some coffee rolling. But when you do cook with this thing, it's really nice since it does cook so slowly. You can really simmer to like nothing. I also like to keep this window just cracked enough. That way it sucks some of this heat away from being up under here. Also keep your vent fan on. That way it pulls the heat over and out. Very nice morning. It's 7:30. It is 74 degrees in the trailer. I got the heater on, of course. I just set the table over here for now. I have an inflatable pool mat underneath that cushion just in case I get hail for this trip anyway. I just kind of leave everything all exploded everywhere, and it all has its place, and I shift it around when need be. Like I got a bag of chips up there. And then somebody else had a great idea. They said keep your bread in the microwave. That's a pretty good way to store that. I leave the cardboard in here covering the glass plate so it doesn't bounce around and break when travel too. Now, not that you should, but as long as you got your vent fan on, I think you'd be alright. You can turn these on low. I use this side mostly so I don't light anything on fire over here just in case. But these little burners will warm this little trailer up in no time at all until that Aldi starts kicking on. Perfect morning. A little overcast. I think that's going to burn away later today, maybe. So this bed configuration so far, it works. You know, when you're tired enough, does it really matter? I mean, but I won't say it's the most comfortable even with that air pad on there. It does help a little bit. Later on tonight, I'll probably slide this all out and use the whole full bed so I can sprawl out. As far as the bathroom goes, I decided to add an extra hook in here. This one out here works, but my towels get in the way of closing my bathroom door. Plus, I use this one here to wipe down the bathroom after I'm done showering, and then I wring it out and I can hang it inside here. In case it drips, it can just stay in there. As far as our little cassette goes, it's been doing pretty good. The real world usage on that is I use it during the night if I have to get up and go pee or go number 2. And as gross as that thing is to deal with sometimes, I mean, it's totally worth it. Better than walking about, well, I can't even see it down there. I'd say about 200 yards of the bathroom house. So real world usage of that, me, myself, with minimal flushing and water usage, and just using it for number 1 when I have to, and of course number 2 when I need to. That'll probably get close to full, 3/4 full in about 2 to 3 days. Now I know that doesn't sound like a lot of days of pee and poo storage, but all I gotta do when I'm in one of these campgrounds anyway that have a pit toilet is I pull that cassette out, set her in the bed of the truck. As long as everything's shut, there's no smell, and I sneak on down to the pit toilet, walk in, dump her out, come on back and recharge it. Now say we had a black tank with double the capacity. Yeah, I'd get like 4 days out of that. But that'd still mean I'd have to hook up the trailer, drive to a dump station, dump, come back, repark, and set everything up again. So I think that cassette's actually a lot easier. It's too bad they can't add about another 2 gallons of capacity of that. That way you can use a full 5 gallons because it's still manageable at that weight for most people. And it leaves you 2 gallons of space in there to deal with. But I found the trick to keeping that from stinking is dump it frequently, give it at least 1 rinse in between full-time using it. When you're done, you know, really rinse it, maybe throw some soapy water in there, clear it out, recharge it anyway, swirl around, let it sit for a while, a day or 2, and then go dump that off and let her open up and dry out. I add a little water after it just so the seals and whatnot in there don't dry up, but I use this trailer every couple weeks, so it's not a problem growing anything nasty in there. So this is my first multi-day full week, more than my normal 2 to 3 day weekend. And this will kind of indicate whether I could live in this full time. And that really depends on how much space you need. If you have a pickup truck with a camper top, you could definitely fill that bed with totes and keep all your belongings and clothes organized in there and use your little tiny trailer as a living space. The refrigerator gets packed pretty quick, but reality is, you know, I'll stock up as I need to every couple days, so I'm not filling this thing up to last me weeks or something, you know. Besides that, I do have an ACO Power Lion Cooler refrigerator freezer that I leave in my truck all the time that I used to use for tent camping. So I have extra space there to put anything that needs to stay cold. I'm going to have to do a review on that thing. At first I didn't think it was going to make it. It's not the best made version of it. It was a lot cheaper than some of the rest, but that thing's going on 4 years now and it's still hanging. I'm not sure where I found these little stainless steel hooks on Amazon, but man, are they really helpful. They do have an adhesive back. Of course, you don't want to drill into your walls. And for anybody that puts these on here doesn't want them again, do not just go pull these off. You'll rip your vinyl wall sticker paper off of there. Take some fishing wire or dental floss and get behind there and slowly work your way around it through, and then you can roll the sticky stuff off the wall if you have to remove it. I've had a lot of people ask if I could full time in this or maybe live in it. I go, well, if you're about my height and you're under 5'7", you think you're good to go. It's not too bad, slightly cramped in the shower, but I came from tent camping or sleeping in the back of that camper shell for many years here. And let me tell you what, that is a cramped space in a short bed Tacoma that I made work. I'd have to sleep catty corner and keep all my stuff in the truck. But it works out pretty good for the short missions. A little uncomfortable. For many, many years, I just used a small 2-person backpacking tent, and that worked out perfectly too, especially with this Xped Mega Mat. So if you come from tent camping or camping out of your SUV or truck, this is like having a whole micro apartment, so it is no problem. Of course, one day it would be nice to have a Tab 400 and all that extra room and another extra sleeping spot for somebody else. Time for some breakfast, and I actually remembered to get the eggs this time. Probably not the most healthy way, but the best way to cook an egg, right in the bacon grease. I'll tell you what, it's a little tough cooking on these thin camping pans, but this Sea to Summit pan has been awesome. Look at that. And I did forget the butter again, but I don't think we need to add any extra fat. Good bacon, egg, cheese sandwich. That one's pretty good. Well, I think this video's ran long enough, so I'm going to leave off of breakfast this time. I'll be coming back with another episode from vacation here soon. See you later.